Losses in pipe friction apparatus. In this equipment we have different diameters of pipes. uh, with the help of these pipes we can study how losses friction losses occurs in these pipes, in laminar and also in turbulent flows. So we have, at the bottom there is a water storage tank, and then this centrifugal pump draws water from the storage tank and takes the water up to these piping systems and then to this water reservoir. So this reservoir is for the experiments when we want to conduct the laminar flow experiments, and for the turbulent flow experiments we will not use this water reservoir tank, and we will use this pipe, because we want to test the pipes with turbulent flows and we want to test the pipes at higher flow rates. So the higher flow rate can be achieved uh, with the help of direct flow to the pipes, and laminar flow condition is achieved uh, with the help of this constant head tank. The pump draws water from the storage tank to the constant head tank, then it will go into the desired pipe for the measurement of friction losses. So we have three different types of pipes. This is small bore pipe, 9 mm bore, and this is 14 mm bore, and this is 17 mm bore pipe. So we will check the effect of bore and effect of bore on friction losses of these pipes. Then at the end of these pipes we have separate individual valves for each pipe for the circulation of the volumetric flow. Then at each pipe we have these pressure tapping points for the measurement of pressure. This is at the outlet of the pipe, and at the inlet we also have this type of pressure tapping. Each pressure tapping has a separate valve. This pressure tapping is connected to this manometer tube for the laminar flow experiments. For turbulent flow experiments we have these pressure gauges, because turbulent flow experiments have higher flow rates and high pressure loss. So we installed these pressure gauges for the measurement of turbulent flow friction losses across the pipes. So this, at the end of these pipes the water will be returned to the volumetric flow tank. This volumetric tank has a calibrated scale which is in liters. This will show amount of water collected in liters. With the help of stopwatch and this calibrated tank we can determine the volumetric flow rate. At the end of this volumetric tank there is a flow control valve. We will turn off this valve for the measurement of volumetric flow rate, so that the water will be collected into this volumetric tank and we will measure the amount of time the water collected. Then we will have the volume in liters and time in second. We will divide the volume with time to find the volumetric flow rate. So this was the overall review of the equipment. To turn on the equipment to start the experiment, first of all we will conduct the experiment with laminar flow experiments. So I have filled this water storage tank with water. Then I have uh, connected the 220 volts supply to this equipment. First of all I will turn on this valve V1 little bit, and I will turn off valve V3 and valve V2. The V2 valve will be turned off during the experiment because it will be used during the turbulent flow experiment. For the laminar flow, this valve will be closed. Then I will turn on the pump, and I will increase the flow by opening this valve. You can see the water coming out into this level gauge. Once the tank will be filled, the water will show in this level gauge. This level gauge, this reservoir tank has a scale in millimeter. This is the height scale, which tells us the how much head the water reservoir tank level has. I am opening this valve a little bit so that the flow, the tank will be filled much quicker. As you can see, the water level starts to rise. There is an overflow pipe. This is the overflow pipe, and the water from the overflow pipe is returning back to the water storage tank. I have also connected the transparent piping to the first manometer connection, and at the exit I have connected the tubing to the second manometer connection, and I have opened this release valve so that all the air will be expelled when we start the experiment. So as you can see that water level keeps rising. I will turn on this valve because we are testing this pipe. Then I will turn on this valve V3. When I will turn on this valve, the water will flow down into this small bore pipe. We will close this valve. We will only open this valve because we are testing this pipe only. So first of all, we have to, as you can see that we have to remove the air. I will disconnect this pipe and I will open this valve. Such that all the air will be released. Then I will connect this pipe back to the equipment. Then I will repeat the same procedure with this valve. I will disconnect this pipe and I will open this valve. This valve has a low pressure because it is at the exit of the pipe. As you can see that all the air has been expelled. Now as you can see that I have removed all the air from this piping, and we have the reading. We have the constant head developed, and we have the reading. This is the pressure at 0.2, which is 28 mm at this point, and at this point at the inlet of the pipe, this has a higher pressure, which is 260 mm. So we have the manometer reading. Now Now we will find the volumetric flow with the help of this tank. I will close this valve and let the tank filled with water until it keeps showing from this level gauge. Then I will determine the volumetric flow rate with the help of stopwatch. As you can see that the tank has now been start to filling. So this way we will take the readings of pressure differences along the manometers. We will first remove first we remove the air from the piping. Then after that I connected back these piping and measured the delta, and then I have closed this valve to find the volumetric flow rate. So with the help of this volumetric flow rate, with the help of this pressure difference, and with the help of this test pipe diameter bore, we will find the Reynolds number, we will find the pipe friction factor. As you can see, the water level has risen into this volumetric tank. We have the water level which is at 17 liters. Now I will turn on the stopwatch and measure the time it takes to fill from 17 to 18 liters. Then I will have 1 liter filling time, and I will divide this 1 divided by time taken, time it took to fill the 1 liter of tank. Then I will have the volumetric flow rate. So this way you can find the pressure differences and volumetric flow rate. To increase the flow, if you want to take another reading at different pressure difference, right now it is at 260. The first one is 260 and the second one is 28 mm. So I will increase the difference by operating this valve. At the end I will close this valve a little bit, and the pressure difference will change. As you can see that I have closed this valve a little bit, and the second pressure has risen from 28 to 70, and the first one had risen from 260 to 280 mm. So this way you can take different readings, 2-3 readings of these pressure differences. Then at each step you will find the volumetric flow rate. Then with the help of this data you can find the Reynolds number and pipe friction factor. The same procedure can be repeated with this pipe and this pipe also. Now I will walk through to how to operate this equipment with turbulent flow experiment. So for the turbulent flow experiment, I will close this valve because we do not need the water reservoir tank. I will open this valve and I will close this valve. Now I have opened this, I have not fully opened this valve, and as you can see the flow has risen to a much larger value. I will open this valve and then I will close this valve to decrease the flow rate. As you can see, I have decreased the flow rate by closing the inlet valve, the valve V2. Now I will remove this pipe. I will first of all I will remove this pipe, and I will connect this pipe to this pressure gauge. The pressure gauge will show us the readings. The same procedure can be repeated with the another one. Now I have connected the piping pressure tapping points to the pressure gauges, but the pressure gauges are at 0, so we will increase the pressure by opening this valve. So I have increased the pressure. As you can see, the first one, this is the first one, because at the inlet side the pressure will be higher. This first one is connected to the pressure gauge 2, and it is showing me the pressure which is 4 psi, and for the at the point 2, this pressure will be lower, because due to friction losses it is showing us 0. So to read the value of this pressure gauge, I will slightly close this valve to establish the pressure. So I have closed a little bit this valve, then as you can see that the pressure has been established. So this pressure which is at the inlet pipe is much higher than the pressure gauge 1. The pressure gauge 2 is 8 psi, and the pressure gauge 1 is almost 3 psi, 3.5 psi. So this is how you will determine the pressure differences for the turbulent flow experiments with the help of these pressure gauges. You can also use this manometer tube for the turbulent flow experiments if you have much lower pressure difference. Then you can use this manometer. Otherwise, if you have large pressure differences, then you can use these pressure gauges. So from these pressure gauges we will determine the pressure difference. Then after that we will close this valve and determine the volumetric flow rate with the help of this volumetric tank. So this is our experiment of the turbulent flow. This way you can determine the turbulent flow experiments. From this data we can find the pipe friction factor and Reynolds number of these pipes.